Euro USD live Friday Friday the 20th of September 2024 market direction with entry, stop loss, and the take profit. And remember, guys, on this very live stream, I'll be having a free giveaway, so be sure to stay tuned as I'll be unpacking that. So thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful day, the 20th of September 2024. Now, are you ready to know the direction of the day for the world's most traded pair, the Euro USD? Now, if you are ready to know that, definitely stay on as I'll be unpacking everything. I'll be also sharing my very own strategy for free right here on the channel. So be sure to stay tuned as I'll be unpacking all this. Now, if you also happen to get some value from this live stream, please go ahead, like it, try and share it with a friend or colleague that is out there that maybe lacks the lacks direction or clarity when it comes to the daily bias. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, for me to be able to call this direction for the day, I always use my 50% win rate strategy that enables me to call this direction for the day. And this particular strategy has a 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio. So it is a very profitable strategy and it keeps me profitable all year round. So it is a very good profitable strategy. So if you're out there and you lack a strategy to trade, definitely this is going to be the strategy that you're going to be using in your trading. So I'm going to be sharing everything about this strategy. So what is upon you, or what you really need to do is get to learn it and then go back test this strategy. After back testing, maybe go even try trading it with a demo account, or maybe even go live with it, maybe with a small account, for you to try and test it out and see that it really works. I'm telling you guys, it's a very profitable strategy, because if you are an ardent follower here on the channel, you know that I'm always someone who likes to share my results, and I've always shared with you guys how this particular strategy has been performing for for close to 2 years now that I've been trading this strategy. So guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for whoever is joining right now. I greatly appreciate you taking your time to basically join me on these live streams Monday to Friday. Now, 9:30 a.m. my local time, that's East African time. That's the time I always get onto these live streams. Or if you're using the New York time, that's exactly at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. So every morning I like to join, or basically jump onto these live streams to share what I believe the direction of the day is going to be like on the Euro USD. Now, you want to quit trading? Are you that kind of person that wants to quit trading? Why? Why should you even ever think of this? Have you explored all the options out there? Have you tried to educate yourself? Have you gotten a mentor? Now, by education, I don't mean you just watching, these fast-paced videos on social media. You go to TikTok and someone is trying to give you a strategy. I don't mean, have you tried to go read psychology books? There are good psychology books out there. Have you tried reading them? Have you tried reading good technical books out there? Have you tried this? If you haven't, please do not consider trading, or do not consider quitting trading, because I'm telling you, the benefits on the other sides outweigh the suffering that you're currently going on or going through right now. So do not even ever think of quitting, because the benefits on the other side are so enormous, guys. So that's my word of advice when it comes to anyone who thinks like they want to quit. So many times on social media, maybe you're trying to scroll and there's this guy showing you a very flashy strategy that this particular strategy, it is going to get you a 1 to 20 risk to reward, and then it's very profitable, and they try to sell you all this, basically trying to lure you into buying into maybe their mentorship that they are selling, or maybe their course that they're selling. Do not fall for this. I'm telling you, try and go out there, educate yourself, or get someone who is a good mentor, someone other people can vouch for, or basically someone who can show you results from what they've done for themselves. So once you can actually get that person, then definitely the person will be able to teach you exactly how to approach trading the right way. So this is my word of advice to you. Hope you take it, because I'm telling you, so many people out there, they get into trading for the wrong reasons, because maybe they've seen someone posing with Lambos, with a big house, with all these flashy kinds of things, and they think that's how it's going to be. Then reality finally kicks in when they start trying to trade, and things are not clicking. So if you are in that kind of situation or in that kind of state, please try and go out there and educate yourself, because this is a very high income skill that once you have it mastered, definitely it's going to make you money forever or for the rest of your life. So that's how you should be looking at trading. Not this is not something that you should do that you're going to get the results so fast. That's not how this works. This takes time. You must develop good habits. You must do all the right things before you actually start making some money from the market. So basically, that's my word of advice to you. Hope you take it, because if you don't take it, it's only you at a loss. So basically, that is it right there. So in case you happen to find some value from this live stream, please give it a like, because this really helps out the channel, and it helps this message get out there to someone who needs to listen to it. So basically, when it comes to the strategy that I use, for me, I use a strategy that is very, very simple. It's a 50% win rate strategy, and I'm telling you, it gives me a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio, which is just okay. Something that gives you a 50% win rate, it is a good strategy, I'm telling you. And remember, it has a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio. So even when you take some hits in the market, you will definitely end the month profitable. So that's the kind of strategy that I use to actually call these directions for the day. And I'm telling you, for example, this week, I've so far taken 2 losses, and I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with it, because I don't evaluate myself on a trade by trade kind of basis. I evaluate myself maybe after a month, or maybe after 10 trades or 20 trades, to see, am I profitable or I'm not profitable. So that's how you should be doing this, not on a trade by trade kind of basis. If you are evaluating yourself this way, on a trade by trade kind of basis, that's why when you put on a particular position, you're anxious, you're very anxious, that anxiety kicks in, you can't rest, you're looking at your screen all the time, your heart is racing, you're basically, your stomach is hurting, you just can't hold yourself together, because you do not trust what you're doing. So once you get to a state of where you can actually trust what you're doing, you trust your strategy, you put on a position, you know that anything can happen. It can either be a loss or a win, but you do not mind that happening in any way, because you know that you're only going to evaluate yourself maybe after 10 trades or 20 trades. This is how you actually do this right. So once you start developing these good habits in your trading, definitely you will be able to turn profitable in this market. So now for me, before I even onto the charts, usually there is some kind of routine I go through, and the thing I like to do is basically checking out what the fundamentals for the day are like. Now today, which is the 20th of September 2024, if we are to look at the fundamentals, let me try and share my screen right now, so that you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing on my end. So let me share that just in a bit. So you should be able to see my screen now when it comes to the fundamentals today, which is 20th of September, Friday, 2024, we can clearly see that when it comes to red folder news events on the Euro USD, there's not anything there. So the reason I like to check out these fundamentals is for me to be able to, manage my trades through these fundamentals. So for example, if I know there's going to be a red folder news event that's going to drop, for example, at 8:30 a.m., that's New York time, or my local time at 3:30 p.m., what I do is basically 5 minutes before this news drops, I like to actually go onto the charts, and if I have a position on, I like to move my stop loss to break even. This is how I do it. The reason I actually move it to break even is because most of the times these news events make price volatile. Price can move in any direction. It can come weak you out, then go back, hits your take profit where you take profit where it had to be, or basically anything can happen. Price is so erratic when it comes to these red folder news events. So what I like to do is basically manage my trades through these news events. And what I do is basically 5 minutes before the news drops, I drop or basically go onto the chart and move my stop to break even, so that even when this particular trade goes against me, I'm not going to be affected in any way in terms of slippage. Because if you know very well, many of these brokers that we use, they tend to actually widen their spreads through these news events. So if you happen, or if that particular position that is currently on, if it happens to go against you, definitely you're going to lose more than you earlier anticipated to risk on that particular trade. So if you do not want this to happen, I highly suggest you actually move your stop to break even. So this is basically how I trade, and it's how I've traded for the longest time, guys. And I'm telling you, it is the right way to do this, because you don't want your P&L. If you have a curve going up, you don't want it to suddenly go down because you've lost more than you anticipated on that particular trade. So basically, these are good habits that you need to include or incorporate into your trading for you to be able to stay afloat or to stay on top of these markets. So basically that is it. And now, without any further ado, let's try and get onto the charts to see exactly what the charts are like for today. So today, which is the 20th of September 2024, this is what we have when it comes to the charts. This is the Euro USD. So this is what we have right here. So this is what we have. Now, when it comes to the strategy that I trade, it is a strategy that bases off the previous day's price action. Now, if we can see right here, yesterday price made some big moves. You can see right here, this is how price moved. It actually made some big moves, and basically we had some news during 8:30 New York time. We had some news dropping. So basically, those were unemployment claims, if I've not forgotten, from yesterday. So with my strategy, how it works, it's basically a strategy that bases off the previous day's price action. So what I like to look out for is what I call an area of interest from the previous day. The area of interest can either be maybe an order block. This can be a fair value gap. This can be equal highs or equal lows, because these areas price always likes to, take out or basically tap into these areas from the previous day. And then once it has tapped into those areas, this is when price actually, continues or reverses in the other direction. So basically, this is how I crafted my strategy, and I'm telling you, it's a very profitable strategy. So if you are out there and you do not have a strategy to trade, definitely this is the strategy you can take for yourself. Go back test it. Don't just take my word for it. just go back test this strategy, and then you'll be able to see that it's really a profitable strategy. So this is what we have for today. So today, from yesterday, we can see that there was there's already this order block that is still yet been violated. So what does this mean? This basically means there are some stops resting above here. There are some stops resting above this order block. So in my opinion, or based off of my strategy, I expect price to come take out all these stops resting above, expect price to reverse in this other direction. If this doesn't happen, then obviously I would like price to come all the way down here, at this level. If this doesn't happen, then I expect price to come, come all the way down once it has to that other direction. So these are the two areas or key levels that I'll be looking at. The first level is this right here at 1.12018. I'll be keenly monitoring price. Once it gets there, this is when I will look to actually strike. Or the other level is right here at 1.10996. So once price gets to that level, then this is when I would look to actually, take my entry. Now, as a trader, most of the times you realize that most of the times you're waiting. You're only waiting once price gets to the level that you highly anticipated it to get to. Once it gets there, this is when you react. Try and imagine yourself as a hunter. A hunter out there, what they basically do is basically go out there in the bushes or wherever they do their hunting from, and then they set their traps. So once the animal comes, then the animal, falls into this trap, then the hunter, it will be a good hunting day. So this is how you should be looking at trading. Sometimes that hunter will get that particular animal, or other times the hunter will not catch anything. Sometimes even the hunter gets eaten by these animals. So this can happen in the market. This is how things work. So you need to be ready for anything, or you need to be ready in your trading as you actually put on this trade. So basically this is what we have. So once price gets to this level, or this level right here, what I would do, I would drop down to the 5-minute time frame. Clearly you can see that this analysis has been done on the 1 hour time frame. But once price gets to any of these levels, then what I do, I drop down to the 5-minute time frame, because this is where I take my entries. Now on the 5-minute time frame, what I like to look out for or wait for is what I call an inversion fair value gap. What is an inversion fair value gap? An inversion fair value gap is when price actually covers a previously, existing fair value gap in the market. So on that 5-minute time frame, once price forms what I call an inversion fair value gap, it's something like this. Let me try and show you in case you do not know exactly what an inversion fair value gap. So from this very news candle yesterday, yesterday we had an employment claims. So from this very candle, we had it right there. And then what price did, price came, it actually covered this bearish fair value gap. This bullish candle, that covering is what we call an inversion fair value gap. So basically price has inversed a previously existing fair value gap. So basically this is my entry trigger. So once I see this form on the 5-minute time frame, once price has taken out or gotten to any of these levels, either this or this, then this is when I look to actually make my entry in the market. And this is what I do when it comes to the stop loss. I always use 10 pips. This is a mechanical stop loss. I use 10 pips because I've monitored the Euro USD for the longest time, guys, and I'm telling you, usually it falls within this range, at least 10 pips every single time price moves. At least it gives you those 10 pips as your stop loss. And then take profit, I always use a 30 pips take profit. So also this has been this was gotten through experience that price always at least does this. So but also I like to squeeze this to a 1 to 4 to basically be able to make extra profits from the market. So basically this is what I'm going to be looking at today, the 20th day of September 2024. But in the comments you can let me know exactly what you think about the Euro USD or about this direction. You can go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you exactly think. And in case you found this very live stream or this particular live stream very helpful, please like the live stream, subscribe, and also share it maybe with a colleague that struggles with the daily bias for the day. So this is it basically. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and in case you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Also, remember to manage your risk well as you trade these markets, because if you do not manage your risk well and you go all in, trust me, the markets will crush you. They can crush you. So do not over risk on your trades. Try and stay grounded under your rules. Do not do anything outside of your rules, outside of your playbook. Don't do anything silly, guys. So basically this is it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be catching you Monday same time right here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good trading day.